Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm going to share the stream. Hit that tab that says multi-stream. Do you see it above the chat? Yeah. Can I just see our live stream, please? Fucking Facebook.
Nope, not allowed.
There we go.
Oh, there it is. We made it finally. I think.
Yeah, there might be a little delay on the stream, but that's fine. Didn't know I was in the group. I'm sharing it there.
They can just deal with it.
If I didn't know I was a part of that group, then I don't care if they kick me out. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Well, of course we did. Why do you think we're doing this show, you dipshit? God, the amount of weed you smoke is alarming. I think we're good. I think we're ready to go. I'm not going to be centered. I'm going to have to move, but that's fine. Mm-hmm. Welcome back to Jedi Enclave. I'm Daniel.
I'm Chris.
And this is the Jedi Enclave Presents You. Now, this is Podcasting Podcast, your weekly podcast about Star Wars and Star Wars accessories, except for last week. We didn't do a podcast last week.
Mm-hmm.
We really didn't want to, honestly. I was
but
too
this
busy.
Week, there's Star Wars.
What was it? I had a dance appointment last
Yes.
week or something. Yeah. We do have Star Wars, and we don't mean to be this way, but you're going to have to wait a little bit for it because there was some other stuff we did this week as well that we want to talk about.
One thing I had to remind you.
I know. I totally forgot. So in addition to our spoiler review of The Mandalorian and Grogu, we are also talking about Punisher, One Last Kill, which was like, what are they calling this? The Marvel...
Special
feature
something.
Yeah, it was like what, 48 minutes or something,
50 minutes, somewhere around there.
But it's not attached to like a show that's happening. It's just like a one-off. Like, it's just its own thing. And then The Boys had its series finale last week, and we've been covering the show pretty much ever since it started, or I'm pretty sure since it started.
I think so. Yeah.
And so it was kind of bittersweet to see that close out, and I have some pretty strong feelings about it as well. So we'll be talking about that. And then after we're done with those, we're going to be joined by our producer, Matt. We're going to chat a little bit about
Mando and Grogu?
Yeah, Mando and Grogu, which you and I saw just a couple hours ago. And I have some thoughts about that as well. So we plan to get into it, talk about the plot a little bit, spoil it. Is it a spoiler to say that there's not a ton to spoil? Which isn't to say I don't like it, right? Yeah. Like we'll get to it when we get to it. But anyway, there, now you guys know. If you could, while you're here, give us a like on Facebook Live, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Kick, and Discord. That would be great. That'd be great for us, and also in some way probably good for you, I imagine.
Probably.
Yeah. So let's get this through. The least amount of time we're going to spend is talking about Punisher One Last Kill.
Okay.
50-minute episode about the Punisher punishing everyone in New York, apparently, at least all the criminals.
And also getting punished for doing some punishing?
Yeah. No, that's... Okay, I said this to you on the drive over to Mandalorian and Grogu. They could have made a movie with this plot in general. So the general plot... Spoilers for this, by the way. The general plot is... There's a crime family in Little Italy who's really upset that...
Well, there is a matriarch of a crime family who Frank Castle killed her husband and all of her kids, and she's very upset about it.
And so also, just as a life hack, if you're a mom and when talking about one of your kids, you have to say, he didn't touch any of those kids, probably not the best thing in the world.
Woo!
Like, literally a line, I know what everyone says, but he didn't touch those kids. That was pretty funny. April says hello, Daniel, Chris. Oh, which, by the way, we are live streaming, so we'll be reading comments as they come in. I think Mandalorian Grogu. Oh, we'll get to Mandalorian Grogu here. We have
Don't
some,
you worry.
Yeah, we have to get through this stuff first. Look, I liked this. If they made a whole movie about it, I would probably watch it. Have you seen the John Travolta? John Travolta is the bad guy in the Punisher movie.
I have not. No.
It's like Marvel fans are kind of split on it a little bit. I watched it when I was a kid, and I really loved it. Okay. And so I've got that nostalgia with it a little bit. I thought it was really great. Some of it reminded me of that a little bit. Some of it, not much of it.
Like the first 10 or 15 minutes of this special are basically just us getting to see what's inside Frank Castle's head. And as you might expect, that is not a pleasant place to be.
Real scary shit.
Like, actually. The man has PTSD from multiple sources.
Yeah. Schizophrenia, almost certainly.
Just not a mentally healthy individual.
Yeah. And he doesn't talk a lot.
No.
There are one or two scenes, like the graveside scenes, where he talks to his dead family. But mostly it's grunting and murdering people.
And screaming.
Yeah. And so basically this matriarch of this Italian
the
crime family. Yeah. She's real mad, so she's called up personally, I presume.
Every hoodlum in this part of New York and said, go kill Frank Castle.
And the rest of the episode, guys, I shit you not, is just Frank Castle killing everyone who comes at him.
Pretty much,
and I kind of loved it a little bit. It's like, this is a lot of the plot is not super
it's not that deep.
It's not super intricate or deep. They could have made it into like a feature film movie.
So like
they could have had like boss fights where like, or they were all like assassins or something.
Yeah. So like he fights through his apartment building, he gets down the street, he sees the matriarch driving off in one direction, and like his neighborhood cafe owner is being attacked by hoodlums down the street.
Yeah.
And he has a very clear choice, right? Because at this point, he could probably chase after her, pull out his gun, and kill her. Or he could save the cafe owner, but he can't do both.
Right.
And it's presented, I think, as a bit of character development that Frank saves the cafe owner and his family.
And then kills literally everyone else.
Yes.
And this episode is, or special feature or whatever it is rated mature.
They use every bit of that rating. They use every
ounce of that rating, and
there is so much blood.
It is pretty insane. Like the last guy that he kills in the coffee shop.
Oh, that is brutal.
It's really brutal. It's kind of hard to watch, and you're like, Frank, how many times are you gonna stab that man? God damn, dude.
More.
He's like, I'm gonna do it more. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun little thing that kind of came out of nowhere. I kind of forgot that it was coming up, and I imagine this is not the version of the Punisher that we'll see in Spider-Man: Brand New Day.
No, I
probably
think
a little more tame.
Post character development.
Yeah, he's just not like totally insane, but batshit insane the entire time.
I had one last thought. It's a nice hint into how completely unhinged he is, that like in the first time we see Frank Castle, he's like taking his Bowie knife and like scratching the Marines logo tattoo off of his body.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be a part of that
and
anymore.
then he just puts on his hoodie and walks out.
Yeah,
and you can see the blood on his sweatshirt.
I noticed that too. Like, the dude, it's a very chaotic life. Like, that man has a very chaotic life. All right, so Punisher, I think we both enjoyed it. So the other thing that happened this week before we talk about the Mandalorian and Grogu,
The Boys is finally over.
And we missed last week. We're not going to go scene for scene because we don't have like a ton of time to do it. But I really hated it. Okay. I hated the end of it. There are a couple of moments that I thought were particularly good. And you know how I like to be. I don't like to just hate things because I know it'll get people all like freaked out on the internet and shit.
If you say you don't like something, it's because you genuinely don't like it.
And I kind of feel like the show has been going downhill for maybe a couple of seasons. And
that is not an uncommon sentiment.
Right. And then I think that the Gen V characters are in this show for about 4 seconds.
Yeah.
And like the whole thing is really weird. Let's talk through it just a little bit, right? So we know that like Homelander gets the V1 and he's like,
like I'm God, everyone's going to worship me.
Which, by the way, the thing that The Boys does really well is this look, all I'm going to say is that there's a politician right now, it wouldn't necessarily surprise me to see a video from him that's like, no, I am God. Not your stupid little religion. I am God. Like, I've replaced your God. Now worship me.
I mean, there was that one gold-plated statue of him that a preacher had to go on Fox News or something and say, no, that's not actually the golden bull from the Book of Exodus.
Yeah.
You know, the one that Moses told them
not
to
to
not
build.
do.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is that the one thing the boys does really well is that they are very politically salient.
Yes.
A lot of the time.
They have a target in mind and they go directly for it. They do not bat around the bush.
Homelander kills President Calhoun in, I think, the second to last episode.
Tells Ashley, all right, Ashley, you're going to do all that shit I just said.
Yep.
Go make me God.
Yep, go make my church now. Homelander dissolves the Seven. So like... Okay, this is another problem.
Not pour the deep, because he knew what he was signing up for.
He's really terrible, and he's part of the reason I didn't love this. I'm not sure if it was the actor or the lines, or maybe a mixture of both, or they just didn't do enough takes of his scenes. His performance was really wooden and kind of cringeworthy. Almost like a caricature. I didn't enjoy his performance.
I felt like I wasn't bothered by any aspect of the performance. I felt like it was more or less what you would expect when someone is seeing everything that they've committed their life to just completely crash and burn around them.
What I'm talking about is like the literal faces he makes when he talks, like how he presents the part. It was kind of hard for me to like catch on to, and
didn't bother me, but okay.
I did kind of like what happened to him though.
Yeah.
So if we're to go around the timeline a little bit, so let's follow the deep through this, right? So he's pissed all of his fish friends off, and if you're new to the boys, this is basically Aquaman, right? And he's pissed all of his friends off because of this oil thing.
Yes, there was a pipeline near Alaska that Black Noir sabotaged specifically to piss off the deep.
Yeah.
And now all the fish hate the deep.
Yeah. And he is constantly trying to get affection from Homelander. He has this brilliant idea that he's going to be on the Seven again, and
he could lead the Seven because Homelander's busy being God.
Yeah, and then Homelander's like, "Fuck you!
I do not like you.
Yeah, we're done with the Seven.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, we're done with the Seven.
The only reason I kept you around was to see how low you were willing to go.
That's
a single drop of my affection.
Yeah. There's a really funny conversation he has with a hammerhead shark that's voiced by Sam Jackson, which was a lot of fun.
I was like, hey man, why don't you come in the water?
Yeah,
it's fine.
So we find out that like the second the deep goes into the water,
he's fucking dead. All the fish, all the sharks and shit.
Of course, that's what ends up happening. Yes. He gets into a fist fight with Annie first, thinking that it will please Homelander.
Yeah.
And she knocks his ass into the ocean, and he gets shish kebab by an octopus, which we find out the director apparently said was the cousin of his girlfriend, Ambrosia or whatever her name was.
Okay.
And so he dies. The Homelander more or less just dissolves the government.
Yes.
And
because what do you need a government for? I'm God.
Yeah, and the other thing, he forms a literal thought police with psychic,
all the telepaths.
Yeah, where they like everyone who is just acting like they don't love Homelander. His
plan is on Easter Sunday, I'm going to declare that I'm God, and then I'm going to send all the psychics out everywhere in America, and they're going to kill everyone who doesn't wholeheartedly believe in me.
Yeah. Which is funny. They do a focus group of like his most fervent supporters online, and a very small fraction of them were actual believers.
Yeah.
And like most of them, like in their heart of hearts, were like, what the fuck is happening? But they were just too afraid to say anything, which is also very politically salient right now. And like, so they have that whole thing. All of this culminates to one of the things I love. Let me tell you about one of the things I love.
Okay.
Frenchie and Butcher are working on
giving Kimiko the chest
Soldier Boy
chest blazer that takes away powers.
And it involves a risky procedure that gets interrupted by Homelander showing up.
Yes.
And Frenchie sacrifices himself so they can get away.
Yes, to save Kimiko and Sage.
There is something that he says to him that I found particularly beautiful. And I was like, I don't know if you guys were trying to go that hard. But Frenchie, without a single drop of fear in his voice, turns to Homelander and is like, I bet you've never danced in your entire life. And like it's the perfect way to pinpoint what's so weird about him, because you can't imagine Homelander just dancing and enjoying the moment that he's in. And you can tell that it goes over his head, because like Frenchie says that he's like, I bet you've never danced a fucking day in your life. And Homelander's just like, why would I do that?
What the fuck are you talking
Why would
about?
I do that? Yeah. And it's like, that's the point he's making, is that you're this weird fucking alien that doesn't understand anything. And like, you're not a human being. You're less than that. And I found that particularly beautiful. And they use Frenchie's death as a kind of as a rallying call into the last episode, which starts out, much to Elon Musk's dismay, with an Elon Musk analog at the White House, who kind of looks like him a little bit.
First, he's talking to Father and trying to, get his position cemented in the new regime. And
he wants to talk to Homelander about male fertility rates and shit. And he's like a an astronaut, like a hobby astronaut. And so it's done like in the background where like Father and
Father and the Deep are talking about something, and Homelander takes Elon outside. And then you just see her whoosh up.
Yeah, he just whooshes away.
Homelander comes down alone.
Yeah, he's like, put him into space. It's like for the one time in The Boys, I'm like, I'm with Homelander on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically what we find out is...
The idea is that Soldier Boy's chest laser only works when he's really angry. So Sage, after Frenchie's funeral, starts talking to Kimiko and intentionally pissing her off, and Kimiko fucking chest lasers her, and Sage is like, wait a minute,
I'm stupid again.
I don't know what Othello is.
Yeah,
I can't recite the entire script anymore. I'm as dumb as you guys.
Yeah, I thought this was really funny too. This is one of those moments I really enjoyed where the team is like gearing up for their fight with Homelander. And Sage is like, I'm going to Orlando. I'm going to go to Harry Potter World.
Yeah.
Like, it's my entire life's ambition right now is to go to Harry Potter World.
It also says something that Sage seems to just be genuinely relieved to no longer have superpowers.
Yeah, I'm sure that being the smartest woman in the world probably would be a tremendous burden.
She said it herself in the past. Like, the one power that people hate the most is when someone is smarter than them. Or just like,
oh yes, yeah. No, you're right. No, that's true. Also the fact that like everyone thinks they're smarter than average, but that can't be true just because of statistics.
That's how averages work.
Yeah. So like, you live in a world full of people with average or below average intelligence who think that they are above average intelligence, and that creates a real crazy environment to live in.
So their plan is, they're going to break into the White House through John F. Kennedy's secret fuck tunnels.
For Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
Yeah.
To interrupt Homelander's Easter address.
Before this, Soldier Boy... Soldier Boy is like, I want to go now. I don't want to be with you anymore. You're fucking weird.
I'm going to go fuck and snort drugs all the way through South and Central America.
And so
we'll see where I go then.
Homelander just chokes him out and puts him back in the freezing pod because he's like, no, you're here forever.
From what I understand, there is yet another Boys spinoff called V Rising or something that's in production.
V Rising, yeah.
And it feels like an awful lot of this season has been
just set
cross
up
promotion for that.
Yeah.
Which also explains how when we like the 2 seconds that we see the Gen V characters, they're just kind of written off.
Keep going on.
Yeah, there's these people that they have to get to Canada to. The survivors from the focus group, they're putting them in a van and driving them up to Canada. And it's just really a disappointing and a missed opportunity, I think, because like they spent all of Gen V building up Marie Moreau as the one soup who could stand up to Homelander.
Yeah.
And then here she is just literally being put on a bus to Canada.
Yeah, it was really cringy. And so much of this felt slapdashed and hurried, and it wasn't very satisfying. The last fight. So
they go breaking through the White House.
Yeah, they get saved by Ashley.
Yes, they get stuck in a kill room, and Ashley's the one who breaks them out.
Yeah.
That's
good for you, Ashley.
Yeah.
That's
so
great.
They run into the Deep, and Starlight is like, you know what? I got this, guys, and fucking grabs Deep and flies off to the beach, where Deep eventually dies.
Yeah.
They run into Father, and
he gets killed by his own ball gag.
Yeah, because Ashley had given him this anniversary gift of like a titanium ball gag
with like Kevlar straps and shit.
So right when he's going to scream to kill Huey, Mother's Milk fucking slaps the gag on him and his head explodes.
Yeah, which was pretty satisfying because I really hated that character. Yeah.
So Butcher and Kimiko get to the Oval Office where Homelander's giving this address.
You know the NSA is listening in on this now, right? the second that we said Homelander kills President Calhoun, the NSA just like logged onto our stream.
How you doing, guys? So Butcher starts fighting Homelander, and Kimiko is standing there trying to get angry enough to shoot the laser, and Homelander's like, shit, she has the laser. That would actually be very bad for me.
Yeah.
And he's about to make his escape when fucking
Ryan
comes in, and
I hate this, by the way. I don't hate that Ryan is there, but he literally just comes out of nowhere. It's like a Deus Ex Machina.
It's not, because like he was in his house in Russia or whatever watching everything on TV.
No, what I mean is he literally comes out of nowhere. Like they have the geography of the scene set up, and it's like he was just standing there the whole time and all of a sudden is there.
Okay.
And they were very careful. They have his hood up when he comes in, and it's really obvious it was because it was a stunt guy or it was CG and they didn't want to put Ryan's face on it.
Okay.
Yeah, it looked janky. I didn't like how it looked. In fact, I don't like how much of this fight looks. It feels real low budget and weird and doesn't look very good to me. But like I do love how Homelander figures out what's going on, and his desperation to leave starts mounting up more and more. Like he knows how much danger he's in.
Yep.
But there's some incongruency here because like there really should be nothing that stops him from flying away just because of how powerful they've set him up to be before. And the fact that they were able to, even Ryan tackling him shouldn't have stopped him from just fucking off like really like so fast that they didn't have time to blink, like because he's Superman.
I mean,
right?
In fairness, we do see him in that very same episode fly to space and back in like the space of a second or two.
A second or two, yeah. So like I thought that was really like it really should have just been instantaneously he was out. They should have had another reason why he wasn't able to get off. No, that's not what I meant, but like you take off as fast. But they do keep him there.
Yes, and Kimiko has this vision of Frenchie where Frenchie's like, actually, you don't need anger. You just like you have this.
Yeah, you're just
fucking
you're
do
just you're just a cool dude.
Yeah,
like that's all you need. And Kimiko's like,
you know what? You're right. I am a pretty cool dude.
Yeah.
And then she chest lasers Homelander, who's being held there by Butcher and Ryan.
Yeah.
So all three of them lose their powers.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think someone said Ryan might not have lost his powers for some reason. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he did.
It doesn't really make sense if he didn't lose his powers. This is, however, probably one of the most satisfying parts of the entire show.
Yes.
Because the stuff they write for Homelander to say once he realizes he doesn't have powers anymore is you come close to feeling sorry for him. Just for a second, just for a moment.
Not really, no.
I found myself being like, maybe not feeling sorry for him, but like understanding how freaked out he is. And maybe I'm just kind of a compassionate man.
Empathize.
Yeah. He offers, and this all happens on national TV, by the way.
Before this happens, there's a great physical comedy bit where like he tries to eye laser Butcher and nothing happens.
And he tries to fly.
And he tries to like jump and fly and nothing happens. And then he tries to punch Butcher and you can tell it's the weakest punch he's ever thrown in his life.
Yeah. And he
blubbers and begs for his life and offers to suck Butcher's dick and
eat somebody's shit.
Yep.
He's
then Butcher's like, actually, I think I'll just take this crowbar I brought with me explicitly for this purpose and shove it through your forehead and lever the top of your skull off.
Yeah. This apparently is taken in part from the comic, which I have not read, or the graphic novel.
I believe it.
Yeah. And Homelander just dies unceremoniously like that. He just that's all it takes
on national TV.
Yeah. And then the world goes back to normal.
Yeah.
Everyone. So like Stan Edgar gets
back in charge of Vought.
He's in charge of Vought.
Ashley says, "I will not resign," and then is immediately impeached and removed.
Yes. Yeah, which was pretty great. This is another thing I really hated here too, was all the next stuff. It all happens so fast and just it feels so slapdash. So like Butcher talks to Ryan and Ryan's like, I don't actually like you. I think you're terrible. And
I would like very much to have nothing to do with you.
And you know they make those jokes about those country songs about, your tractor broke down and your wife left you and your dog died. That's exactly what happens to him in 3 minutes.
Because he goes to see Terror and
Terror is dead. And this just so he so he takes the virus that they already had, and he's going to go to Vought and put it in the sprinkler system, and kill all the soups, which right now would be terrible because Kimiko and Annie and everyone are soups, and they would kill them too. But Huey shows up and
tries to talk Butcher down, and Butcher's not having it. So finally Huey's like, well, what about this gun I brought? And Butcher's like, well, what if I slap it out of your hands? And then they fight, and Butcher is obviously winning, and he's standing over Huey and suddenly has an image of his little brother, and he freezes.
It's enough for Huey to shoot
Huey
him.
grabs his gun and shoots him, and Butcher's like, I'm not even that mad. You did what you had to do.
And then everyone lives happily ever after. Fucking Ryan goes off to be with Mother's Milk.
Who remarries
his wife.
Ex.
Kimiko goes to France for some nom-noms.
And has a dog now.
And then Annie and Huey are together. They've opened their own little audio-visual shop.
They're having a baby, which Annie's mother is very upset about because Huey didn't marry her. Or hasn't yet.
Did you just for a second? Because the way that they shot the very end of this looks just like the very beginning of The Boys. Did you not expect her to step off into the street and get hit by a speedster?
I didn't.
Because it's shot the exact same way, where they kiss each other. They're right next to the street, and then it happens. And then they do the camera from above on Huey in the aftermath. But Daniel, this time he's smiling and
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
I know. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they ended it. He does get a call from the president to keep fighting soups, and he's like,
hey,
nah.
You want to run this government agency that's going to keep an eye on soups? And Huey's like, actually, no, I'm good, thanks.
No, I know that Radio Shack just closed, but we're opening our own Radio Shack, and it's going to be fucking off the hook. So no. And the president's like, okay, well, have fun.
If you change your mind.
And that's the end. And most of this season and the last 2 episodes really did feel like promotional material for their upcoming spinoff series.
So I thought most of this season was mediocre. I thought the finale did a good job as a series finale of just tying things up and sending it off. It was probably my favorite episode of the season, which is not really saying much.
Yeah. Altogether, based on what I've read on social media, people seem relatively...
people seem to have fucking hated this season.
So, I don't know. It's maybe they were tired of doing it. I don't know. Yeah. Like, maybe they were just tired of doing it, and they just needed it to be over and everything. And I wish it was better. But it's not. It is what it is, so there's no use bitching about it, So yeah, there's The Boys Season 5. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. If you enjoyed how things ended.
All right. No more fucking around. It's Mando time.
Mandalorian Grogu. Real quick, Chris says, I think The Mandalorian and Grogu might be my top 5 or the best Star Wars movie that has ever been made.
Oh, that is a bold statement.
May the Force be with you, Daniel and Chris. The slideshow there, Matt. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's. I don't know if I agree with that.
That is a bold proclamation.
Yeah, that's. So we're gonna bring in our producer Matt here, who has seen the movie, and then also this kid that we randomly adopted off the street called Graham. He's appears with us sometimes on the Battlefront streams. Let's do you want to do a quick spoiler-free?
Sure.
Yeah. So what did you think spoiler-free?
I thought the music was fantastic.
Music.
Ludwig Göransson is brilliant.
I think it was the best part of the movie. I thought it was absolutely great. Yeah.
There's a music cue where they're going to the blood sport planet where Rada the Hutt
Shakira.
is. Shakira.
Yeah, like I think.
Okay.
I think that I know that I remember that.
I don't.
Sorry, no, not Shakira, not Shakiri.
Shakiri.
Yeah.
Okay. So like they're going on this planet, and there's this really cool electronic dance tune. I loved it.
It was really cool. Yeah.
A lot. So the reviews for this movie were extremely mixed. I think there was a big hullabaloo because when critical reviews dropped on Rotten Tomatoes, they had a score of like 59% or something, which is awful.
Yeah.
And a lot of the reviews seem to think, well, this was just 4 episodes of The Mandalorian stapled together, which, like, to my mind, that's okay because, like, I like Mandalorian, and one of the biggest problems of the show is that the episodes are very short, so you don't get to see
a lot of character
a full plot arc.
That was also the biggest complaint. People were always complaining the episodes were so short.
Yeah. Were you going to continue that or?
Yes. I see the point of that complaint, but it doesn't bother me because like it does feel like it was like there's a very clear midpoint where they would have ended like there was a 2-episode arc and then a 2 or 3 episode arc after it. And I do kind of see how they might have just chosen to adapt a season of Mandalorian into this movie.
I suspect that that's probably what happens.
Very possibly.
I think it was. In 5 years, we'll find out that it was the case that they had written a 4th season.
Yep.
And then they were like, "Well, we're moving away from Disney Plus releases for shows, so this needs to be a movie." Yeah. And then they retooled it.
It didn't really bother me. The stakes are maybe not climactic, galaxy shattering, but Mando has always been a Western about a gunslinger. And so with that sort of character and supporting cast, you're not going to get that sort of world-shattering stakes, I feel like.
There isn't a ton I disagree with you on the spoiler-free side of this. If this was season 4 of The Mandalorian, I would have liked it more than season 3.
Okay, yeah.
So like, I didn't find myself hating it. It is, look, you go to the movie theater and you want to have fun.
Yeah.
This movie is fun.
Absolutely.
Like there's no getting around that. It's 2 hours and 12 minutes of the Star Wars universe with all the Star Wars sounds and the creatures and everything and the X-Wings, and that is all great. And that's really cool.
It looks good. It sounds good. There's snappy action and lots
Grogu's adorable.
Grogu's adorable.
He always is. The Anzellans are adorable like they always are.
The fight scenes are very kinetic and brutal.
Yeah, a big part of the we'll get into that into spoilers. But I think so if we were to give this out of 5 mustachioed Anzellans, out of 5 mustachio Anzellans, how many mustachioed Anzellans would you give this film?
Can I give it 3.5 mustachioed
That's my
Anzellans?
exact score.
Yeah,
that would have been my exact score. What do you think, guys? How many mustachioed Anzellans out of 5 would you have given this?
The Anzellans are the Babu Frick people.
We give it 4.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go around 3.9 to like 3.8.
Okay. So what were you seeing, Matt? What were you seeing that would make it a 4 over a 3.5? What did you see that we didn't see?
I think when
that was a really detailed question. Matt was just like, "Oh no, oh no,
oh no."
When Grogu picked up his little staff. And
his little walking. So that's a whole half point for you, is him having a stick.
Yeah, no.
I get it. That was actually really cute.
That little thing really, really made me smile because it, obviously reminded me of Yoda. So it meant a lot.
Yeah.
I actually had a thought in that sequence that Grogu has found his Dagobah.
Yeah. It's a swamp planet. I mean, in canon, Nar Shaddaa is a swamp planet, so that actually works.
Nal Hutta.
Oh yeah. No. That's right.
Nar Shaddaa is the giant city.
Yeah. I had the wrong Nal planet. Hold on a second. James says, for people complaining and saying it's nowhere as good as Shadow Lord, it's a different thing than Shadow Lord.
Yeah.
Ending, it doesn't need to be. Not every ending has to have Luke or Vader. I agree with that, by the way. Like I don't think I was expecting Luke to show. I made a joke to John and Chris before the movie started that said, if Luke Skywalker's not in this movie, I'm going to riot.
I told him to pre-order pitchforks.
Right, because it was like it was a joke. I did like you don't expect. In fact, that's what was so cool about Luke showing up in season 2.
It was completely unexpected,
though. And I say this every time we have an opportunity to. You and I predicted Luke Skywalker in this show after the first episode of the first season.
That is true.
And we have the proof on our podcast from that episode. And I think the thesis generally was, there is no way in the world there's going to be a baby
of Yoda
species and Luke Skywalker not get interested in knowing what it is. Because it's one of the species that we know so little about. And out of all the members of that species we've met, 100% of them have been Force sensitive,
which is a small sample size, granted, but it is still a data point.
Yeah, so there weren't any big legacy characters, which I was. Let's get into spoilers, I guess.
Unless you count Dave Filoni, who has a very obvious cameo.
Yeah, that's
it's just a little bit too long.
Yeah, he's not a legacy. He's not a legacy character. I bet he was having a blast being in that.
Oh, yeah.
By the way.
He even got to have his signature cowboy hat.
Yeah.
So.
Chris says 5 out of 5 for me. That's just me. And James says, would you say it's better than Solo?
Yes.
I don't think I would.
Okay.
I think I had more fun with Solo than most people had. So me saying that Mandalorian and Grogu is not as good as Solo isn't a condemnation of Mandalorian and Grogu. I just liked Solo more than most people did, I think.
Fair.
I thought that Alden Ehrenreich's Han Solo was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I love that fucking, what's his name? Woody Harrelson.
I
love Woody Harrelson as an actor. I love the start of the bromance between Han and Chewie. I think that's fucking great. I think that Donald Glover's Lando Calrissian was amazing.
It is a crime that we have not seen more of Donald Glover as Lando.
Yeah.
They need to get that show or movie or whatever the fuck it is off the ground and onto the screen right now.
I know that Solo: A Star Wars Story was one of those movies that didn't have a lot of fan support behind it, but that was not from my lack of trying, because I think that I actually have a lot of fun watching that movie.
It's perfectly fine.
I think they're about the same, honestly.
I think that's
it's interesting to point out too that the Thursday night preview box office figures, I think Mando made 12 million, which is low.
Yep.
Compared to other Star Wars movies. And I think Solo: A Star Wars Story made like 15. So they're around the same box office wise.
In the same ballpark.
Yeah.
I feel like Mando might have scored lower just because of fatigue.
That's true. There was
Solo came out a long time ago, and there was much less Star Wars on the market then.
However, it did have the legacy character thing where people felt like they had to see it because it was Han Solo, you know.
Anyway,
I still need to see Mando and Grogu, but I heard it was great. Oh well, we're about to spoil
you
it.
should go.
Yeah,
go to the theater right now.
Go and watch it.
Cue the alarm.
Yeah, three and a half mustachioed Enzellans out of 5 mustachioed Enzellans, I think is a very fair. Which, by the way, is not to say that I didn't enjoy it, because I really did. I thought it was a fun little romp across the galaxy. Yeah. So we open up on Hoth, or some snowy planet.
Snow planet
that is supposed to evoke Hoth.
Yes,
right?
There's an Imperial asshole who's bullying the local.
Yeah.
Local settlement leaders saying, hey, we provide this protection, we're gonna need more money. And when one of the guys is like, but you don't do a very good job protecting us, asshole Imperial just shoots him.
Which, by the way, he's like, we need more tribute, and the one guy's like, but there are pirates and this and this and this, and he's like, do you have a problem with my protection? I'd have been like, yes. It sucks.
I mean, it wouldn't have changed what happens
I know,
to him.
Right, you're going to get shot anyway. You might as well tell the motherfucker off. I would have been like, your protection, I want a refund, motherfucker. No more protection from you.
While this is happening, Mando is breaking into the base and murdering snowtroopers left and right, and Grogu is helping.
He's doing the thing where he stalks around in the shadows and shit. Yeah.
So,
Badass in the night.
Yeah.
I love how this fucking guy gives guns to everyone, and he's like, "You guys need to die so I can get out of here."
Yeah.
Okay.
He goes to his escape chute. Mando busts into the room. It's the scene from the previews where he shoots the two stormtroopers.
I love the
fire.
no look. The no look. Yeah, and the flamethrower is pretty cool. I like how many gadgets he has.
And then everyone who is at the meeting just kind of throws their hands up and like points at the chute.
The one. Yeah.
Fold him out.
Yeah. No, they folded on him so fast. Yeah.
So.
He calls for reinforcements.
Yes.
And that's when the little mouse droid starts like, because remember, somehow in the Star Wars universe the internet doesn't exist, and apparently communications don't exist, and you have to physically send a mouse droid.
I guess
this is not a problem unique to Mandalorian and Grogu. This is a problem in all of Star Wars where it is not entirely sure how well they can communicate with people, because the internet doesn't seem to like there is no
the
networks.
Internet didn't exist in 1977.
I understand.
Therefore, it does not exist in Star Wars.
It's just like, that if it were any other fucking like sci-fi thing, like they would have pulled out a real futuristic device
or like a cell phone
or anything, and just like send a message to like their their guys and everything.
So Imperial asshole is running away with his convoy of 3 AT-ATs, and Mando catches up and starts blasting his way through them.
Anyway, I just started blasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He shoots down Imperial asshole.
Yep. Kills him,
yes.
by the way.
So,
by the way, a lot of people kind of die in this one.
Yeah.
In this movie.
For being as family friendly rated as it was.
No, the end with the twins. I was like, oh god. Yeah.
So Mando meets up with Zeb. Steve Bloom.
Yeah, and they're just buddies now. I think they just kind of work together. And Mando's whole thing is that he is bounty hunting for the New Republic, and we meet Sigourney Weaver's character who has this deck of cards.
It's all the Imperial warlords they're trying to track down.
Which, again, they clearly don't have the internet. If that's how they're assigning bounties, she's like, I have this card for you.
I mean, it's even a step.
You know that this would be a cloud-based thing if the internet exists.
But like, it's even a step back from episode 1 of Mando, where at the very least you get this little transponder.
Yeah.
So they go to the planet from the end of one of the seasons, or
Navarro. Well, hold on, is this when he goes back to Navarro?
No, but before that, when he's going to Sigourney Weaver
planet.
Oh,
it's where the New Republic outpost is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like he's walking through the bar, and there's this one lingering shot on Dave Filoni for some reason.
Yeah, they're like, you don't. Yeah. This guy's special, but most of you probably don't know why. Yeah.
So Sigourney Weaver's like, look, you really fucked a goat on that one, but because like he was supposed to give us information.
And in front of your kid, even. Jesus.
Yeah, jeez. He was supposed to give us information, but you know what? It's fine. We got another lead. There's this guy. Nobody knows what he looks like, but the Hutts know where to find him. So if I can go to Nal Hutta, talk to the twins, they'll have you go find their nephew, and when you bring him to them, they'll give you information on Face's guy. Mando's like, this plan is extremely convoluted.
This is dumb,
but okay. And hey, is that a Razor Crest?
Yeah. Oh, so first of all, the second she would have been like, we don't know what he looks like, we don't know if he's male or female, we know nothing about him, we don't know his species, he could be literally anywhere in the galaxy, I would have been like, pass. I don't think I can do that.
Yeah.
Like, it literally could be that fucking chair over there. Like, I don't know what the fuck this guy is. Like,
here's a shadow figure.
Yeah, this is, what am I supposed to do with this?
The card even has just a blank silhouette.
Yeah, I do appreciate that the Razor Crest coming back into his life wasn't some. They just found one, and they're like, "We thought you'd like it. Do you want it?" And he's like,
she gives you the story about how there's this Imperial collector who like restored it to perfect factory condition.
Yeah.
And Mando immediately gets like, this thing is so shitty. I need to adjust this, that, and that.
Yeah.
And
pull that entire control panel out. Yeah.
But they go to Shakiri.
It's not Shakira, I can tell you that. Shakiri.
So they go down to Shakiri to find, first they go to Nal Hutta. Mando talks to the twins. Is like, look,
the twins from the Book of Boba Fett, by the way.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So like, okay, so we need you to find our nephew, run out of the hut. He's on Shakiri. Bring him to us, and we'll give you your Imperial.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I did not realize that the twins were related to Jabba. I didn't realize they were siblings with Jabba the Hutt. I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah.
So Mando goes to Shakiri and does this really cool like jump out of the Razor Crest and land with his jetpack. And
can we go back to the Razor Crest for a second, because it's just a thought that jumped into my head. I love how slick the paint job is.
Yeah.
Because Mando's original Razor Crest was such a piece of shit. It's like there's no paint on it whatsoever, and this one's like really shiny. It's
chromed out.
Yeah, it's got the yellow accents and
yeah.
shit. Yeah. There's also an adorable spot where they get on to check the ship out, and Grogu has found the area he was using for his bed, and starts jumping up and down on it. Yeah, it's really cute. Sorry, I derailed. Where are we in the plot?
So Mando lands on Shikiri, goes to the one food stall, and is like, "Look,
a character played by Martin Scorsese."
Oh, really?
Yes. Which, by the way, I couldn't believe that Martin Scorsese got off his fucking high horse about what cinema is and isn't.
Right.
Yeah,
because he fucking. I forget if it was the MCU or Star Wars.
It's the MCU. It's one of those. Yeah, he's like, this isn't real cinema. It's like, wow, look at you coming down from Mount fucking Olympus to be in a shitty Star Wars movie. Motherfucker.
So Mando bribes him, is like, look, I'm looking for Rada the Hutt. And Martin Scorsese is like, oh, Rada, he's a fucking gladiator. Yeah. He's famous.
He literally lives in this building right next to us. Yeah.
So Mando goes down and like they watch him fight a guy and win. And
by the way, this is an interesting expansion on the Star Wars lore because we've like in Legends we've read about Hutts and how like the younger ones are more muscular because they don't grow fat when they're really young, and it's interesting to see them visually flesh out the Hutts like movement style, how like they move around and they traverse the terrain and everything, and the gladiator bit is like a really good example of that because you see him fighting and moving around a lot. But also, when you go to Nalhada, you see them in their natural habitat,
and they just kind of slither.
They slither through like holes in the mud and shit, and it's really interesting to imagine Jabba the Hutt moving around like that. You know, it's kind of neat. I thought it was cool.
So afterwards, Mando goes down to Rada's
bedroom cell,
and is like, look, I'm here to rescue you. Your aunt and uncle want to see you. And Rada's like, actually, I'm good here. I don't need to be rescued. In fact, I would prefer if you just leave, because tomorrow I'm going to win my last fight and then
my contract's up. I can
strike
leave
out on my own.
Go and do my own thing. Which as soon as you said that, I was like, yeah, that's not going to be your last fight. Sorry, you apparently don't know how slavery works. There is an instantaneous bond between Rada and Grogu.
Yeah,
which I think
Rada just looks over Grogu and is like, "Can I feed him?"
Yeah. So the second he looked at Grogu, I was like, "Oh no, he's going to eat him," because that's what Jabba had, the little bowl of frogs in Return of the Jedi that he would just kind of munch on. Yeah, I thought that's what was going to happen.
But no, Rada just gives Grogu snacks, and Grogu's like, "You're my favorite person now."
So someone put in the chat. Hold on, where is it? Rada is such a weird character to bring back. Absolutely agree. I think it's the weirdest thing, especially when you consider that Rada was first introduced in the dumbest Star Wars movie ever, which was Star Wars Clone Wars the movie.
Oh god. Oh, he was the one that
he was the little that she called Stinky. Yeah.
Oh god.
That's Rada the Hutt. And they show a picture of him later on. They have a hologram of him. And that is, I totally agree.
Dave Filoni's vision. He has been waiting decades to pull this.
Right. Yeah. He's like, oh, we're using every character I've ever made. Yeah. It is really dumb. And that being said, I
thought they did a good job.
I thought it was fine. Jeremy Allen White did the voice for Rada.
It does not sound like him at all.
It's got a lot of vocal processing on it, I think. There's a lot of like effects to make his voice sound lower and everything. But Jeremy Allen White, for any of you who are wondering, he's in The Bear. He plays Lip in Shameless, which is where I knew him from. He was actually in that show with Cameron Monaghan. So Shameless has 2 Star Wars actors in it now, which is kind of neat.
God, where were we?
I know that. Oh, hold on. I know that I was about to say. I know that I was about to say that they're very quick about doing a hey, I'm not Jabba, because like you see him fight and you think that he's kind of going to be a roided out crazy man, and he's not at all.
Yeah,
like
he's very lucid.
He's kind of a chill dude, and he likes to hang out with Grogu, and he's like, look, I'm not a dick like my dad. Like, and that's okay.
In fact, I'm doing my best to not be a dick like my dad.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? I love that for you. Good for you.
So he drops the name of I forget, Lord something or other.
Lord Fuckface.
Yeah. So Mando goes back to the food stall and is like, I need you to tell me everything you know about Lord Fuckface. And food stall guy's like, nope, we're closed.
Yep.
So Mando breaks into Martin Scorsese's food truck and is like, okay, but seriously, tell me about Lord Fuckface. And Martin Scorsese is like, I pay him protection money. Sometimes I go down to the salt bar, and Mando's like, great. So he goes down to the salt bar and says, I want to talk to Lord Fuckface. And this not Deveronian is like, I think you're in the wrong neighborhood.
No, he's an Ichtaki.
That's why I said not Deveronian. Because I know what Deveronians look like. I just didn't know what that guy's species was.
God.
Horny guy.
We're talking about the man with the horns.
Yeah, he's the same. Someone check my pronunciation on that. But he's the same species as Saesee Tiin, who is the Jedi Master on the council in episode 3.
Yeah.
That he's on the arrest team to go take Palpatine. And in the novel, he gets his head cut clean off. And
it's the first thing Anakin sees.
No, that's Kit Fisto's head.
I'm sorry.
Because Kit Fisto gets his head cut clean off too. Like Saesee Tiin got like at the chin, and it cut the little ends of his horns off. It's
Palpatine was not fucking around.
It's so disturbing. And those, by the way, that's why I leaned over to you during the fight in this sequence, he knocks a part of his horn off.
Yeah.
That's why I leaned over to you and said, "Don't worry, it'll grow back," because canonically their horns grow back. Yeah.
Anyway, Mando, a fight breaks
Lord
out.
Fuckface.
Mando is winning, and finally Lord Fuckface comes out and is like, all right, everyone chill. Mando, can you come back here? Let's just talk like civilized beings. So Mando's like, look, I want to buy out Rada the Hutt's contract. And Lord Fuckface is like, absolutely not.
No.
However, how would you like to sign a contract to fight in the pit? And Mando says, pass.
Yeah. You literally just told me how you're cheating Rada out of his contract.
And also, by the way, Rada is going to die tomorrow because we're going to send an endless stream of monsters at him until he gets killed.
Yeah.
So here's some advice. Take the money you were going to pay me. Go bet it against Rada. You'll make a ton of money.
Yeah.
And also, here's some salt as a little forgiveness because salt is rationed on this planet, I guess.
And it's real valuable for some reason, yeah.
So Mando walks out. Like he drops the salt into the Iktaki's guy's drink.
Yeah.
Which
I have his.
Tochi.
I think it's just Iktaki. Yeah. Hold on. I have this guy's name written down somewhere because it's a really funny name. Hold.
We're holding. While we're holding, Mando goes back to Rada's prison cell and starts trying to break him out. And Rada's like, guards, he's back. And then Mando,
knock him out.
Yeah, Mando gets some knockout gas.
Little bastard. Well, not so little. But...
And he wakes up in the arena with Rada. And everyone's like, all right, you guys are going to fight now. And Rada's like, I'm going to fucking fight you. And Mando's like, I really don't want to fight you. And then he grabs a sword from a rack and they fight a little bit. And Mando's like, look, can we just chill? Like, I genuinely don't want to fight you.
He does whoop his ass pretty quick.
Yes.
Yes.
Mando beats Rada and then is like, you know what? I give up. Rada wins. And Lord Fuckface is like, okay, yes, Rada did win. However, I'm now going to unleash the monsters so that he also loses.
Yeah.
And Mando and Rada are like,
we're going to kill you now.
Yeah. Mando's like, hey, Rada, I know we were just fighting, but can we be friends?
Yeah, or we might die.
Yeah.
This is necessary. Yeah. Okay.
They're all sending the clones.
Thus starts the biggest fan pleasing, fan servicey part of the film.
You think so?
Huh?
You think so?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so if you go and watch 1977 Star Wars, Chewie and 3PO are having a Dejarik match.
Oh!
All of those little stop motion monsters are in this fight, and one of them even does the same animation where he picks the guy up over his head and he throws him down. Like, it is the most fan servicey thing ever. And I'm not saying it's bad, because it was really neat to watch. And they had a bunch of critters on that, right? They had like all the guys from that match in the original Star Wars. I think there's one like electricity little bug thing. He's like a little Pikachu or something. And then there's
one with like hands is like has hands as like
Yeah, he's got like big pinch,
pincher
like weird.
Daniel?
Yeah. What?
The session has expired.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it.
We're fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
So there's big fight scene, and Mando and Rada kind of watch out for each other, and eventually electricity bug like goes into the safety laser fence and shorts that out, and then all hell breaks loose because the monsters can get into the crowd
commits terrorism.
What do you mean?
Is it terrorism?
What is he? How does
Well,
he commit?
he did kill like a couple people, like almost the entire arena. He killed almost everyone.
Well, he's in
He
an arena.
he didn't do it.
The
monsters
Not
did
him,
it.
but he. Oh, wait, Rada, who threw the little?
Well, he wasn't.
thing?
He wasn't throwing it so that they could let the monsters loose on everyone. I think it just happened in the heat of battle.
Yeah.
Like it got thrown,
Like,
and he just happened to.
It was
hit that
not
spot.
a cunning plan.
Yeah, I don't think he was like, oh, we're gonna short the fence out and have everyone get eaten. Like, also they were really because it is a family movie. They were very careful about not having like pincher guy like bite people's heads off and shit. He just throws them over his shoulders.
There was no blood at all in this fight.
Yeah, I don't think any of those people actually died. I think all of those people lived.
Yeah.
Like they just got thrown across the room a little bit.
It's like a
they were
couple
fine.
broken bones or
Traumatic
something.
brain injury.
Okay, I can't find it in my notes because I copied and pasted from Wikipedia.
It could not possibly be important.
But it's a funny name, is why I keep looking for it. It's
Okay.
I can't remember what it is. Someone who's watching the stream, go look up who the Itchaki guy was. Lord Fuckface's like assistant.
So Rada, Mando, and Grogu get out to the street, and Rada's like, I'm going to jump in this speeder and leave now because I really don't want to see my aunt and uncle. Bye.
Yeah. Has he explained why yet?
I think so.
Yeah, so basically he's like, I'm the living heir. It turns Game of Thrones for like 4 seconds, where he's like, I'm the living heir of Jabba the Hutt, and they need me dead so they can take over the,
Okay, so his name
empire.
is Hog's Breath.
See, yeah, Hog's Breath. That's what I mean. It was a funny little name.
Which also strikes me as a Game of Thrones name, but whatever.
Hog's Breath? Yeah, it could be, yeah.
Anyway, so cues a chase sequence which ends when Rada gets cut off by Zeb in the Razor Crest, and then they chain him up in the Razor Crest and go to leave.
They hoist his ass up. Yeah. Which, by the way, I like Screaming Ice Cream said movie's going to make $1 billion. I'm telling you, no, it's not.
Unlikely.
No, this movie's not going to make $1 billion.
Probably gonna get
I think
into
it's projected
100 million.
to make 80 million by the end of the weekend.
Yeah, it's not going to make $1 billion.
It's not like the Minecraft
I mean,
movie.
like the Rise of Skywalker made just over, like barely made it over $1 billion, and that was kind of a big.
So Mando's talking to Rada, and Rada's like, dude, why are you looking for Hutts anyway? Mando's like, I don't work for the Hutts. I work for the Republic, who sent me to do this one job for the Hutts.
It's a thing he says more than once in this movie. As
he's feeling really insecure.
About
this.
He's like, I don't work for the gang, the gang lords. I work for the good guys who I think work for the gang lords. I'm not really sure about that.
Everyone just rolls their eyes at him. Yeah. Anyway, Rada's like, look, if you take me back, they're going to kill me. Like, why'd they even send you out here? And he's like, well, I'm here looking for intelligence on Lord Coin. And Rada's like, oh, that's easy. Lord Coin's fucking Lord Fuckface.
It's Lord Fuckface.
Yeah.
You were standing right next to him.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm the worst bounty hunter ever. Oh, no.
But it's okay, because Lord Fuckface has this villa out on the beach.
Yeah.
I can show you where it is.
Really nice place.
Yeah, so they go out there, and Zeb and Mando break into the villa, and they capture Lord Fuckface, and there's a running battle on the way out, and eventually they get away. So Mando takes Lord Fuckface back to Sigourney Weaver, and Sigourney Weaver's like, what the fuck, dude? You were supposed to capture Rada and take him to the Hutts.
Sigourney Weaver's like, you're working for the Hutts. Why didn't? And he's like, I'm not. I'm working for the New Republic. Yeah. I do like how she's like, you know what?
Know that.
This is fine. We'll take it.
Whatever. We got our guy. Yeah. I'm sure the Hutts will be annoyed, but they'll get over it.
I'm sure they won't endlessly come after you.
There's no way they'll send a bounty hunter after you.
In fact, I'm sure that you are perfectly fine to go back to your little hut on Navarro, and everything will be fine.
Mando's like, that's great, because I was just about to go back to my little hut on Navarro.
Yeah, so they go back to Navarro, which was kind of nice to come back to.
By the way, missed opportunity for a Carl Weathers cameo.
There was a Carl Weathers reference on something in what is the language again? Shit. Oh God, my brain is just
Huddies?
like no. The the basic Arabesh.
Orbash.
The Arabesh says something Apollo Creed maybe or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of an obscure reference, but they do make a Carl Weathers reference somewhere in the film, which is kind of nice.
So Mando is digging around in his new Razor Crest and trying to tune it up to the way he likes it, and he calls the four Anzellans, or Babu and the Fricks.
Babu and the Frick. Whoa, what a great band name that would be.
I was thinking about that.
Oh my gosh.
So he's like, look, I need you to take out all the doohickeys and the whatsits and tune it up and make it go faster. And Babu and the Fricks are like, absolutely, just keep that fucking baby away from us.
Yeah. Hey, Grogu wants to...
Baby.
I think... Do you guys think that maybe Grogu just thinks those are his toys?
Or snacks.
Yes.
Like, well, he's never tried to eat them. He only tries to hug them. Like, he only tries to cuddle them ever. Which I think the Anzellan should calm the fuck down a little bit about. Because, like, if I were an Anzellan and something cute like Grogu just came up and wanted to give me snuggles, I'd be like, all right.
If you're the size of an Anzellan, is Grogu cute or is he monstrous?
Yeah, he might actually be monstrous, yeah. Especially if you ever see him eat anything.
Yeah.
Because he really does he consumes things in a terrifying manner, yeah. Just like one, yeah. Yeah, so
so they're tuning it up, and so late at night, Mando is doing some more work on the Razor Crest when in a driving rainstorm, and he realizes, wait a minute, there's somebody coming.
Yeah.
So he gets all the little guys under the floor and tells them, if I give the signal, you need to get out of here. And he gives them the signal, and there's this short chase sequence where like he explodes the roof, and there's this bounty hunter. And
well, it's Embo. It's the famous another fucking Dave Filoni creation that he could not help himself. He had to bring it over to live action, which is fine because Embo is a pretty neat bounty hunter in Clone Wars. Yeah, and he's got the fucking the rice paddy hat and everything, and his adorable like Rottweiler, space Rottweiler or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Embo ends up electrocuting Mando and taking him away, and his dog steals one of the Anzellans, and they fly away.
But doesn't kill it.
Nope.
Which I thought was interesting because if my dog Jack got a hold of one of those Anzellans,
that Anzellan is dead instantly.
It would have died instantly. Like he just would have, and then he wouldn't have been interested in it anymore because it wasn't kicking around. He'd just drop it and walk away.
Yeah. So, but before he does, he radios back to the twins, who tell him to come to Nal Hutta, and he's like, "Great." So he fucks off. So there's this gear up sequence where Grogu like straps on his chest
armor
plate and gets all his gadgets.
He's got his little paintball gun he's got on his wrist. Which we have to talk about the adorable bite-sized ship the Anzellans have.
It's the size of a surfboard.
I think that this must be a practical, like they built a model of it.
I believe
because it looked real, like it didn't look like it was CG, and it is really cute. I really love it.
It's great.
Yeah.
So Mando gets taken to Nal Hutta and is brought before the twins, and they're like, "Hey, fucking take his helmet off." Ha! Now we've shamed you forever. There's certainly no giant lake.
Yeah.
You can't go to that lake underneath Mandalore and get your honor back.
Yeah, I was thinking that when it was like, that he's probably sitting there. He's like, I'm just gonna go swim in the everlasting waters of Mandalore again. Like this will be fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
But also, I can just kill you guys, and then everything's fine as well.
Yeah. They're torturing Rod of the Hutt. They captured him. So like the gun runner that he used to smuggle Rada away to start his new life got caught and brought to Nal Hutta, and so they have him, and they've got him like hooked up to the brain machine and shit, and they're like gonna torture him to death or whatever.
So Mando gets dropped through the floor plate because that's something that all Hutts love, I guess.
Oh, I think it must be like a family. It's like the family recipe. Yeah.
Except instead of a Rancor down there, the twins have like a swamp with some swimmy creatures that attack and try to kill Mando, and Mando ends up killing them all.
Yeah.
And the Hutts are like, "Great, here's your helmet back, but you're definitely gonna die because of this giant dragon snake."
This thing was terrifying.
Yes,
I thought it was really scary.
I was gonna die.
Yeah, I was just like that. Good job on the monster design, because I was like, my skin was crawling. I was like, oh man, and I like snakes, and I saw that thing, I was like, oh Jesus Christ.
So Mando gets his helmet back, but gets bitten by the snake, and the Hutts are like, now even if you win, you lose because the teeth are poisoned.
Yeah.
While all this is happening, Grogu and the Babu Fricks are creeping around Nal Hutta. They meet up with their they meet up with the Anzellan who is dog napped, and then they sneak into the palace, and Grogu plants a bomb on the grate.
Oh, that is really funny. Yeah.
And Mando's like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah. Well, at first he puts the grenade on there, and, like, but he doesn't walk away from it.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Go, get out of there!
Are you trying to die? Jesus.
So they blow the grate. Water comes out, and Mando and everyone escapes. They go running into the jungle, and like Mando's carrying all of the little creatures.
Yeah, this was the slowest part of the movie for me. But this is the part of the movie where I was like starting to sleep, like I kind of started to fall asleep
because it does slow down a little bit. Like they get to the Enzone's ship, and Mando realizes
it slows down.
I can't get out on this.
It slows down, and it was literally my nap time every day, and so I was sitting there like losing steam really fast.
So Mando tells everyone, "Get the fuck out of here! I'll slow him down. I'll meet up with you later." And like, it's implied that Mando knows he's gonna die, and is just like, "I'm just gonna take as many of these motherfuckers with me as I can."
Yeah.
So, like, he runs around and kills a bunch of droids and hut servants and things. Then eventually he falls over because he's poisoned, and like all these bugs start crawling over him.
Oh, it's so gross.
Yeah,
it's so nasty.
It's really gross. And there's the scorpion that's like. Well, yeah, because there's a scorpion that's creeping up towards his helmet. And you're like, oh god, he's gonna
get under his helmet.
And then Grogu just fucking eats him.
Yeah.
And all the bugs go away. Cause like,
the rest of them are like,
that's our predator.
Yeah, no, fuck that. I like how they make a joke about how Grogu is the one guy makes a joke about how Grogu is like the bottom of the food chain on Now Hut. And it's like, are you sure about that? I don't think that he is.
I think Grogu's an apex predator, actually.
Yeah. He'd kill the Hutts, probably. Yeah.
So
he'd probably eat them limb by limb.
Yeah. So Grogu builds all this camouflage to hide Mando and his shiny ass armor in the jungle. And then he gets a little hungry, so he grabs his walking stick and goes walking through the jungle.
This is so Yoda coded, and it was really cool. And I think part of the reason that it sells it so much is because that's a puppet, that's a physical puppet that they're manipulating, and it looks.
It looks pretty real.
Yeah, when you watch Empire Strikes Back, that is one of the magical charms about Yoda, is that he's a real puppet, and weird things happen. Like his ears jiggle weirdly because they're just made of latex, you know. And they achieved that with him, and it just felt like we were kind of watching a young Yoda.
Yeah, we got like a 15-20 minute Mandalorian episode of just Grogu walking around the jungle doing Grogu things.
Yeah, so apparently I think it might maybe be his species like evolutionary imperative to build mud huts.
I guess.
Because he builds a mud hut that looks a lot like Yoda's hut on Dagobah.
And then uses the Force to push Mando in there and bonks his helmet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they do a bit. It lasts for about 3 seconds too long, but they do a bit, yeah.
So Grogu goes looking for some food, and he finds this alien fisherman. And he sneaks into the hut and steals a fish and goes back. And like a day or two later, he's out of fish, so he goes back. And the fisherman's like, "Hey! You're that fucker who's been stealing my fish.
Give me my fish back."
And Grogu's like, "Oh, but I'm cute."
Yeah, look at me.
"Oh, but there's also a bounty hunter coming, so I'm going to hide now."
Yeah.
And it's Embo.
Yeah. Which, by the way, do they have a whole ass conversation that we don't hear?
Yes.
Okay. Because
there is an implication.
Because he just kind of stands there and broods. And it's like, you just, like, if I were sitting on my front porch and a man like that came up to my front porch and just stood there and stared at me, I'd be like, yes. What can I do for you?
We know that Embo can talk in some language because he does a couple times.
Yeah.
I think they just decided that conversation was unimportant to the scene, which is Grogu hiding from the dog.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, Embo and his dog leaves, and the fisherman's like, "Look, you need to get back to your buddy, and also let me grind up some herbs and berries and shit. Give this to your friend because it'll maybe save his life, but also it might
probably
be too
won't.
late."
Yeah.
So Grogu goes back and fucking feeds the shit to Mando, and then falls asleep. And the next morning he gets up, and Mando's gone, and he looks in the jungle, and there's Mando.
A scene very similar to this happens in The Last of Us with Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey.
Yep.
Where he has an infection and he's unconscious, and she has to go get the antibiotics and bring it back. I noticed that parallel.
And when they're awake, Mando's like, the old protect the young until the young protect the old. This is the way.
Yeah.
And it's very Mando coded.
Yeah.
This is the way.
And so they
so they go find the Gunrunner's crash ship.
And I think the Mandalorian is like, okay, so we could go back home,
Mhm.
and that's where your cookies are. And I understand, like, that would be pretty fucking rad if we went home and you had cookies. However, these guys are going to chase us to the ends of the universe because they're so fucking petty in their huts. So let's go kill them.
And Grogu's like, absolutely,
Yeah,
I would like to kill.
Let's
now.
do it. Yeah. So yeah, they do.
fucking crash the ship into the palace, and Mando has his swords and like 8 different guns, and he just goes blasting.
Yeah, it is. They do a little suit up scene with him where he picks all the, you know, I think he's like
he's got his pistol and his short rifle and his long rifle and his 2 swords.
Yeah, it is nice that they in the story they establish that this is it's a gun running ship, so it's full of weapons, which is, you know, the best possible scenario for him. He fights a bunch of guys in this base. There are a couple
bunch of droids,
big mech
some
guys,
big droids, including one that Grogu dives inside and starts ripping wires off.
Yeah,
and eventually they get to the throne room where the twins are, and Mando's like, "You fuckers saw my face. It's time to die."
Yeah. Well, yeah. By the way, I do like that as a reason before when they're like, "Oh no, we took your helmet off. How can you live with the shame?" And he's like, "I'll just fucking kill you. That's how." And they're like, "Oh, go meet our snake." And so he's back and he's like, "No, but I was being serious.
Yes. Like you are actually going to die now.
If I don't kill you, I have to take my ass all the way back to Mandalore and go back into the healing waters of Mandalore.
That's a whole fucking day, and I don't have time for that." And they're like, "Oh, Embo, save us!" And Embo comes out with his fucking sickles, and Mando has a sword fight.
There's a little fight, and it's pretty fucking rad. Yeah. Like, it looks pretty neat.
And Grogu has a little showdown with the dog, and where he just puts the dog to sleep because that's what Grogu does. And he breaks Rada out, and Rada and the twins have their own little fight.
Yeah, 3 huts slithering around punching each other was not on my bingo card for this movie.
It was pretty fucking rad.
I was just like, that's how they fist fight.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And like they slam each other into the grate, and like the floor starts to collapse a little bit, and eventually it does give out, and like the twins fall in, but Grogu is lifting up Rada, and like when I saw that, I just couldn't help but think size matters not.
Oh yeah. That's the thing. I think we're gonna find out eventually, if they ever flesh this out in canon, that Grogu and Yoda's species are all Force wielders. It is maybe a mechanism of their biology, and they are, for that reason, more attuned to the Force, and that's why they're so much better at using it.
Yeah. So the twins, like the snake is there, and the twins are like, "Embo, save us!" And Embo just fucks off into the tunnel.
No, sorry.
And the twins both get eaten by the dragon snake.
Yeah. Embo's like, well, you just fed the guy's paying me to the snake, so that's where our agreement ends. Actually, it's in my contract. No snakes.
There's a nice little bit where like the snake is slithering away. You can see the 2 bulges.
Oh, it's so gross. It's so nasty. And like he eats the first one and he puts his head back and swallows it. And it's like, oh God. It is real gross.
Anyway, the droids start attacking the throne room, and Mando is trying to hold them off. And then Sigourney Weaver's like, "Hey, I'm here. I brought a whole bunch of ships.
Yep, I'm in my X-Wing. Let's fucking go.
What should I blow up?" And Mando's like, "Fucking shoot exactly where I am. I'm not gonna be here in like 5 minutes, but just blow it up." And Sigourney Weaver's like, "Whatever you say, man.
I don't care. I just want to go back home."
Yep. So there's this space fighter versus ground fight, and they blow a whole bunch of shit up, and Mando and Grogu and Rada have to jump into this lake. And they all escape and live happily ever after.
Yeah, everything's just fine. They do go back to Navarro, and I think Rada. Well, no, they don't go back to Navarro. They go back to the the New Republic outpost.
And Rada's like, "You know what? Actually, I think I'll just hang out with the Republic for a while.
Yeah,
this seems like a good place for me."
Yeah.
And Zeb is like, "Let me get you a uniform and a beer."
Yeah. Have you met Dave Filoni yet?
Yeah.
Come to the bar with me.
Yeah. He's the one in the cowboy hat.
Yeah. And that's the end.
Pretty much,
right? Yeah.
Like we get to see Grogu press the button to send them into hyperspace.
He teaches them how to fly the ship a little bit. Yeah. It's really
There
cute.
are so many moments in this where Mando is just teaching Grogu little things.
Yeah.
Or like he'll lecture him about, make sure your armor is tight but not too tight.
Yeah. So let's go through some of this chat a little bit. Dave Filoni literally voices Embo. I did not know that. That's really neat to know. Lord Fuckface. Hold on. What was something about? I'd really laugh if his name was really Lord Fuckface. If his name was actually Lord Fuckface, I'd die laughing. It reminds me of Harry Potter, the snake. Oh, the basilisk. Yeah, yeah. Okay,
bit,
yeah. Our buddy Ian says, hello there. Seen the movie twice now and really enjoyed it. And Animan finally giving it some was such a moment. Cool horror vibes, fighting huts, Anzellan cuteness, Mando. Oh, something you guys should know about Anzellans. This is true in canon. I was telling John and Chris about it on the way home. It is known in the Star Wars universe canonically that Anzellans are famous for their romance novels. That's the big Anzellan export.
So if you're ever at a Star Wars airport and you're going through the fucking paperbacks, it's probably written by an Anzellan.
Dragon Snake ate 2 Pizza the Huts. Really enjoyed Rhoda and his outlook on life and not wanting to be like his dad. That was a neat little thing.
Rhoda's like, I just like punching people, and I'm really good at it. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Portsmouth Orlando Magic says, much love from the UK guys. Love the channel. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then AJ says, AJ somewhere said hi.
Hello there.
I don't know where it went. Yeah. So you know what? Did the Star Wars movie melt my face off?
No.
Did I cry?
Did it change the face of the galaxy?
Not even a little bit. Like, it had no impact on the plot. They didn't even mention Thrawn, which I was kind of hoping they would. Did I cry like I cried at the end of season 2 of Mandalorian when Luke showed up? No. But
it's a Western.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It's about a gunslinger who's just doing a job.
Yeah, it was fun. It did exactly what it set out to do, which is be entertaining and cute and funny and kind of badass. Yeah. Right. And that's fine, you know. I think that's it for the show. Yeah. We'll be back next week.
God, what are we gonna do next week?
I think we're doing Star Wars. I think we're doing Star Wars Storytime next week.
Exciting.
Yeah, because we have to take a little bit of there's a little bit of a break between this and House of the Dragon season 3 next month, which we will be doing extensively. In fact, I have to get Matt caught up on it so he can watch it with us every week. Yeah. So thanks for joining us tonight. Thank you also, Matt and Graham for hanging out with us. And we'll see all you guys